Jane Levy's outside the studio from The Evil Dead, which opens today.
The star of The Evil Dead.
The star of The Evil Dead.
With the main...
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
How are you? We're on.
Good, how are you?
Good, good. You smell good.
I do?
Yes, I walked by it too. I went, wow. Because we're used to smelling each other. It's not as...
It's really unpleasant.
It's not fun.
Well,
you smell very,
very
good.
Bring that into your studio this morning.
So how long did it take you to... Because I'm very rarely looking forward to a horror film. Like, usually horror film trailers annoy me, but this looks fantastic.
Thank you.
And what's the difference, would you say, between this and the original?
I mean, it's a different story. It's a different cast of characters, different reason why they go to the cabin in the woods. I guess that would probably be the main difference.
And there's no CGI, right? Wasn't it all makeup?
No CGI. Yeah, it was all makeup and practical effects.
Wow.
Practically, you know, magic tricks.
Right. Wow.
It was really hard to shoot, and it took a really, really long time.
Wouldn't you have preferred CGI? Like, wouldn't actors much prefer CGI in that situation?
I mean, at first I said, "Oh, this is so awesome!" You know, we're actually reacting to things that are actually happening,
Right.
instead of something that you'll color in later. But then you realize how hard it is.
I got a dumb question I've always wanted to ask. It's not bad. Do they, like, surprise you sometimes when you're on a horror film? Obviously, you're a very good actress, but do they, every once in a while, give you a little something like, all right, she has no idea what we're about to do to her?
Yeah, the director liked to play those games.
Really?
Yeah, nothing too extreme. I take a shower and burn myself in this movie, and the director wanted me to be surprised, so he made the water freezing cold.
Oh,
really nice
my
one time.
God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think I say he scalded you. That's actually a good idea.
No, he didn't actually scold. But he also made us, this isn't like trickery, but he would make us jump rope before scenes so that our heart was pumping, or he'd make us run sprints, or he made one actor, we were shooting in the woods in New Zealand, and he made one actor go out into the woods by himself for 20 minutes, someone went and got him in 20 minutes, but he was like totally alone. You're in New Zealand, which is so isolated, near the ocean, in the middle of the night, and I don't know. See,
there's some tricks.
Yeah, to get certain things that are just naturally happening, like
Right.
the heart pumping or being afraid or uncomfortable.
Right. Oh, very cool.
It's kind of like what they do in porn. They fluff. This is like horror fluffing.
Horror fluffing.
Was this your first feature, like your first main?
No, it's not my first feature, but I've only really been in one other movie before. This is the biggest part, most responsibility I've ever had, which was terrifying.
How long did it take you?
It was a 70-day shoot, which is forever.
Yeah, that's a long time nowadays, huh?
Yeah.
They turn these movies around a lot faster than that.
Yeah, 70 days.
How long were you in makeup?
Makeup when I was evil took 5 hours, 5 to 6.
Every day?
Every day, but I'm not evil every day. I think I was evil 37 days.
No, I mean every day you're playing evil. It's 5 or 6 hours in
Yeah.
the makeup chair. I don't know how people do that. What do you do?
What do you do to kill time?
You learn to turn your brain off, and you learn to become jelly-brained.
Really?
Because you can't do anything. I mean, you could listen to music, sort of, but
Right.
my palms were being painted, my legs, everything, so you couldn't...
Wait, so you can't check your Twitter for 5 or 6
I mean,
hours?
you
That's
could-
crazy.
you could sometimes. But,
Right.
I mean, I don't have a Twitter, so...
Oh, why?
I have lots of reasons.
Yeah?
Mostly it makes me nervous. And every time I tweet, I feel really self-conscious. I had one. I've had one 3 times.
Are you a heavy drinker and you're afraid you're going to say really nasty things?
No, but it is a lot of responsibility, which is like a swipe. I mean, you could just do so much. It's so you could be so careless.
You could be careless very easily.
Yeah.
It's a poison world, too. I'm starting to realize.
You think
Twitter's
so?
not a good place.
Well, it's
not a good place to be.
It's like reading everybody's mind. I mean, we all have horrible thoughts,
Right.
but it's basically reading each other's minds in a way, because you're saying things that you just think and you're firing them out.
I know the worst part about Twitter is when it becomes just a complaining session where everyone just you're like, I don't really need to know about.
But you had Twitter 3 times.
I know.
You keep going back in.
No, I will never have it again. I haven't had it for about a year now.
You're done.
Yeah.
What did you do wrong on it? Or what did you do that you didn't like?
I didn't do anything wrong. I just felt embarrassed. You know, if someone were to come up to me on the street and be like, I saw you tweet, anything I tweet was embarrassing to me. It sort of all feels like self-promotion. It feels a little bit narcissistic. And I know
It's
that
all those things.
You
by
just
the way.
named why I like it.
Yeah, it's all those things.
I know there's value to it, but it's not for me.
Okay. But then again, when you're doing movies, it's like you really don't need to go out and, you know what I mean, to Twitter. I'm just desperately trying to get the word out there. But if you're doing a press junket, you don't need to tweet.
Yeah.
Now, back to Evil Dead. I just read a little point we have written down here. You didn't sleep and you had nightmares? Because you were so far away from home?
I sound like a baby, but it's true. Yeah.
You sound like a baby.
Yeah, I was so far away from home and I couldn't sleep. But it's hard to wind down after all the adrenaline.
Right.
On set.
So what time would you start shooting? Like 5 a.m.?
Well, if I had to go through makeup, I'd be picked up around 3:45 in the morning. And then I'd go into makeup when I got there, which when we were shooting in the woods took an hour. And then I wouldn't start shooting until maybe noon because of all the makeup and waiting for my time.
That waiting, man. I don't know how you get yourself ready for the scene after all that waiting.
Yeah. Well, I'm so mad, and I play a demon in the movie, so
right.
I just use that.
Yeah, sure.
Did it itch?
You're ready.
Actually.
Did it itch at all?
Yeah, totally.
What was the worst part of it? There had to be one part of the makeup that you dreaded the most.
Glycerin? They'd spray glycerin on it. I mean, every day I would have blood, pus, and KY jelly put on my face.
That's every date I have.
Which is the grossest combination.
So, okay, so it was just the feeling of all that stuff combined on you, which was gross.
Yeah, and it gets stuck on your neck, and your neck starts to stick to your neck, and then...
Right.
Ugh.
What's the getting it off process?
It took an hour.
Then you have another hour?
Yeah, I know. Poor me.
That is a rough way, though. I mean, I remember when, not that I did a lot of Michael Jackson watching, but when he talked about making, I think, Thriller or whatever it was just the makeup, he said, was a nightmare to sit there for hours while they're just touching your face and someone breathing in your face. And,
Yeah.
It's very violating with your space.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get really close to those people.
You do, right?
Yeah.
Do you watch The Walking Dead?
I don't.
See, I'm a fan of that show, and that's one of the most amazing things to everybody is that they use no CGI that they use. There's something they've gone back to like the way Romero did it and all these guys. I don't know why, but it seems to be working.
Well, I think it looks better.
Yeah.
And I think it makes you can feel that people are really doing it.
Right.
I guess it forces you to react to real things too,
Yeah.
like you said. So maybe there's something more realistic about being close to the object you're reacting to.
Yeah.
Did you see the original?
I did.
And did you like it? I guess you did.
I loved it, yeah.
It was one of the few horror... I'm really babbling, but I love the original so much. It's one of the few horror films that, like, holds up. And is there a campiness to this? Because I think the first one didn't necessarily have it like kind of the second one did, where they're kind of winking at the camera, but it's still scary and gory. Was there any of that in this one?
Yeah, I think a good way to describe it would be winking at the camera, because the whole campy thing, I don't think anyone tries to be campy. Or maybe they do. I don't think in the original, when they were making it, that was on purpose. I think in 2 and 3, maybe it became a little more tongue-in-cheek, but, they just were kids making a horror film with not that much money.
Yeah, speaking of the first movie, people are checking in. Is Bruce Campbell's character Ash making a return?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
No. In my dreams, in my wildest dreams, he would be. But
Ooh, spoiler alert. Why would you answer that?
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
I know. Studio executives are now throwing their hands up.
Why would you say
You have to say, like, I don't know, maybe.
Watch it to find out.
Watch it to
jerk.
find out. What are you doing?
That's always the worst when somebody writes a
kidding.
book. They write a tell-all book, and there's
Right.
quotes all over the paper, and they're like, well, did that actually happen? You have to read the book. We just pulled the fucking post.
I think the movie's going to do just fine, whether Ash is in it or not. Maybe Ash is in it. Maybe she's setting us up the other way.
Absolutely, so we'll be surprised and scared.
See? I helped you out right there.
Usually when you see trailers for a remake of a classic horror film, it's an
horrifying.
abomination. And this, I cannot stress how badly I want to
This
go out
trailer
and see this
is
movie.
horrifying, and obviously it went viral. Everyone saw it. Oh, my God.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's hard to capture creepy anymore. Usually they have to use that jumpy camera angle that Anthony's always scared of, like
Right.
they used in The Ring or a few other ones. It's rare that you just see something that's creepy on its own.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm really proud of it.
You are, right?
Yeah. I'm really, really proud of all of us.
But honestly, when you're doing a movie, like Ope said, did they do anything you're not expecting? But is there anything that really is scary to you about, or is it just such business because you got a camera guy and a boom guy and all that stuff in your face?
It's really business. It's so technical. We were all just trying to get through the day. Not scary.
Right.
I mean, I was buried alive.
Wow.
That was scary. I made me feel bad.
How do they bury you alive?
Well, we did it a bunch of ways because of setting up camera. I don't know. But there was one way where Fede, the director, what happens... I don't want to give too much away, but
okay.
Fede wanted the director wanted one actor to know that he was talking to someone instead of just talking to the ground. So Well, I wasn't even on camera, but I was put in a box under the ground, about probably 6 inches underneath the ground, and they covered me up, and I had to stay down there with just my cell phone for, I don't know, 5 minutes. And then the other way I did it is I had a plastic bag tied around my head, an oxygen tube behind my ear, blood stuck all over my face, and I laid in a ditch until they just covered me completely with dirt. And
Get out of here!
No lie. That's what happened.
Wow.
And how annoyed?
And I was screaming like a demon the whole time.
How annoyed were you when the other actor said, "What's my motivation?" No, sorry, you got to get in the box. You got to get in the box so you have someone to talk to.
You had to be freaked out.
Yeah, I was. It was the one time I never said no to anything in the movie, but it was the one time after they put me in the box under the ground. I said I'm not going to do it again. I only let them do it one time.
That's the type of thing like a tragedy occurs.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's horrifying.
Yeah,
especially having dirt thrown in your face with no oxygen bag.
I know. And the director felt like he wanted to do it, so he was my tormentor for a month.
The director seems like he might be a little twisted or a little sick, huh?
Bad man.
But you know what?
I'm totally kidding. He's great.
Maybe that's how he got such great, a great vibe to that movie. There was something real about it, or something uncomfortable for the actors.
Well, that's what he says. He's like, we were at WonderCon the other day, and he said, "Do you guys want to see people pretending to be scared? Do you guys want to see people actually be scared?"
Right.
Which I guess is really simple, but it's kind of messed up.
What scared me so much about The Evil Dead, and I think that you guys had this in this, was the point of view.
Yeah, that's the best.
When you're going with the point of view of the actual evil spirit or whatever, it was, I don't know why that was so frightening.
It's the best. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done. I had to climb out of a swamp, and there was a cameraman on a zip line behind me, and I had to outrun him, and we had to time it perfectly, or he would hit me, and it was really fun.
Now, climbing out of the swamp, was it a real swamp?
It was a man-made swamp, but it was outside.
And it was just gross.
They heated it for me. I had to heat a swamp.
Oh, nice.
I got great quotes from you. I think I like you, man.
What?
It says, on the set of Evil Dead, I think I had the toughest job. I worked the most out of anybody. Most people were in their evil makeup for a week, but I was in it for 37 days. I was just there forever. It's like you were annoyed.
Yeah. I had it worse than everybody. No. I mean, it was hard.
Right. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
And then you talk about how you would get drunk at night after filming the horror scenes.
No, I think I said I should have gotten more drunk at night.
But you've got to keep it light when you're not filming. Oh, okay. When you're not filming, you've got to get drunk or have one drink with a friend or watch comedy just to get away from it, right?
Yeah.
What kind of comedy?
I did watch The Big Lebowski 7 times
That's a
in
great
2
movie.
weeks
Good
when I was
choice.
there.
Good choice.
I don't want to know that the demon was watching The Big Lebowski.
That's a great choice.
No, you weren't. You were just being evil.
I mean, there was times when I was a monster in my personal life, definitely.
Yeah.
And what did you do? Did you go out? They're telling us you have to leave shortly because you're under press. But did you go out in New Zealand and do others? They film a lot of shit in New Zealand.
I'm obsessed with New Zealand.
Yeah, it's
beautiful. Did you get to check it out?
Yeah, I got to go to the South Island.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. People are freakishly nice.
That's what I hear.
And it's something that's so haunting about it is there's nobody there. The population is so small, and you're on this little island with English-speaking people, and it feels bizarre, but it's. I mean.
They say it's beautiful.
The most, and the food is really good.
Really, what do they eat there?
Pumpkin.
Wow.
They have a lot of fresh vegetables and fish.
Pumpkin.
That was something that I was so surprised by. I was like, I never eat pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin pie, but that's it. What else can you do with a pumpkin?
That was the worst pumpkin with I don't know.
That was the worst tourism ad for New Zealand ever. Go to New Zealand, have a pumpkin. Be alone on an island in the woods.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, feel isolated. So they do a lot of films there, so there must be something. They're probably used to it.
It just looks beautiful.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's why they use it.
It has to be.
You do any of those outdoor activities?
No.
They do some crazy shit over there.
That doesn't interest me.
Nothing. Okay.
No, she was crawling out of a swamp and the guy chasing her on a zip line. It was like everything was probably just boring after that.
Watching The Big Lebowski.
That to me is so funny. That's all I'm going to think of watching that movie now is her going home and just having a few laughs.
Right.
That makeup on.
Oh, this sucks. You have to go. We're just getting into this.
Well, The Evil Dead opens today everywhere, I'm sure, in the country. And I'm annoyed that I'm working tonight because I want to see it this weekend. So I'm sure it will sell out in most places. Because, very rarely does a horror film trailer get this kind of buzz about it.
Wait, who were you on Shameless?
I was in the first season, but they recast me because I got a different job. But I played Mandy Milkovich.
They just recast you as as another person?
Yeah, someone else is playing my part.
I wonder if they're explaining that or no.
No, they never
No,
did.
they just kind of. No, they didn't actually.
I'm
no.
sure a lot of people didn't notice.
Wow. All right.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
So you blew off Shameless for what?
Suburgatory.
What's that?
It's an ABC comedy.
How do they let you do that in a contract? Like, what kind of great contract did you have? I'm going to commit to this unless, network comes along.
She might have only had a year, right?
Yeah, it was just a recurring character, as they call it.
Right.
So you got a better gig.
I guess so.
All right, we got to get Jane out of here. Jane Levy, thank you so much.
You're great, and The Evil Dead, I'm
Yeah.
very much looking forward to seeing.
Bye.
Bye.